Hi. Welcome back. I wanted to talk about being an INFJ today and an INFJ female. I know that some of my personality characteristics could be from other influences. I have a pretty crazy combination in this life. I'm an INFJ with an Enneagram 4-5, and I have my sun in Gemini and my moon in Scorpio, and I'm a Gemini, so I'm a crazy, crazy mix. I'm surprised that I survive every single day, but I'm here. Being an INFJ is rough. Everybody thinks that I'm super outgoing, and I can be, but it's more of an expression to either satisfy others to make them feel more at ease, or when I'm happy, I'm just bubbly, but it's only around people that I know really well, and like family and friends. And if I'm at work, I'll be friendly to pretty much everybody, but I'm more bubbly with those that are my friends. Otherwise, I'm not really extroverted. I really would like to avoid all social circumstances completely and run away and hide. If I'm invited to a party, I probably won't go. But if I have to go for whatever reason, or, there are people there that I like, I will stay in a corner with the people that I know for as long as possible and then run away and go hide somewhere. Unless, there was a great deal of alcohol involved, then I might be a little bit more outgoing, but probably just sappy. When I have wine, I'm sappy. But anyway, so I get my energy from being alone. I go and function in the outside world as best as I can, and then I want to come home and crash. I am usually very exhausted after just day-to-day stuff. Part of that is I'm very empathic, and I find that a lot of INFJs who I've met are also very empathic, meaning that we take on other people's energies and digest them and then spit them back out into reality as something else, hopefully. But sometimes those energies stay around way too long, and it can make us think that we're feeling other emotions that aren't even ours. I'm very sensitive to the outside world, very sensitive to the news. My partner, who is an INTJ, the perfect match for me, he actually shields me from the news right now because it's been so insane. Lies, deceit, so much division and separation going on, and I know that there's a lot of other good stuff happening in the world right now. I can feel it, intuitively. I know. I have a very strong intuition. I just know. But it's just been insane. I've been on a break from Facebook for the last 2 months, and I'm so happy. I haven't been this happy in a while. I'm not ignoring what's going on. I'm very well aware of all the worldly events that are going on right now. But I choose to just push myself away, distance myself, and think about it alone. Every time that I talk with somebody else, I am listening to them, but I'm also formulating in my head what the possible outcomes are. Any possible outcome. And therefore, when something happens that was not one of my possible outcomes, then I'm totally floored and disappointed, and I don't know how to act. Such as, you expect to make a good grade on your tests that you studied so hard for, and then you get it back and it's a 62. And you're like, what? I did not expect this. Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. And so it just rocks your world, and you have no idea what happened. And that's the way it is with pretty much everything in life for me. I'm a very big planner. I think INFJs are planners. We like to know every specific outcome available and compute all of that in our head in 2 seconds. And then if it doesn't go one of those ways, then we don't know how to exist. Yeah. It's hard for me to make decisions. I think INFJs have a hard time making decisions unless they are super passionate about it. I think that INFJs are a lot of times advocates for the underdogs, for people that are getting picked on, bullied. There's something going on. They have to stand up for their beliefs. I went to Standing Rock in 2016, and I just was so passionate, still am. I'm still very passionate about not putting pipelines anywhere because they're so destructive. But anyway, you'll find a lot of INFJs fighting for the environment, which is really important, fighting for inequality, and standing up for bullies. I've done that many times, and not afraid to say anything about it. But I am very quiet and reserved, and I don't like to just talk to anyone. But if somebody's getting picked on or something wrong is being done, then I will stand up for my beliefs. So I think that most INFJs are like that. We're very good listeners as far as being able to show compassion and help people. We want to help people. We want to save the world. And that's a lot of responsibility. And with power comes responsibility. So, it's tough being an INFJ. We're creative. I think that we stay in our own bubbles a lot, probably. When all this COVID stuff happened, I was super glad to stay at home. I was really happy as an introvert. I thought, this is amazing. I don't have to go out. I don't have to socialize with anybody. And then my neighbors started meeting once a week with social distancing intact. But every single week going out there to socialize. And I don't want to. I do have some social anxiety, which is different from being an INFJ or an introvert. But I just can't do it. I can't do small talk for 2 hours outside. And they were meeting every week. I've only been 3 times out of all these times since the pandemic started because I just get freaked out and I want to run away. Yeah. But my freak out, my way of venting was gardening. So I planted a ton of roses. I planted a ton of vegetables and herbs and flowers. And so I've just been out in the garden. I planted a medicinal plant garden so that I could help to heal people while the world's falling apart. I'm actually really excited about that. I do have a couple of businesses that I run, and one of those has to do with alchemy. So taking things and making them into something wonderful. And so herbal concoctions, elixirs are one of my favorite things to do, to make, to help people. Anyway, so let's see. Oh, perfectionist. INFJs are definitely perfectionists and yet lazy a lot of the times. We procrastinate like crazy. And yet when we do something, we have to do it 110%. We will not accept any less than that. That's just not us. But getting us to actually do it is something different. Let's see. Animals. Sorry, I have my list because I'm a Gemini also, so I'm very flighty. But I love animals. I relate to animals probably more than human beings. Human beings freak me out a lot. And yet I want to help. I want to help heal the world. But I am very concerned about animals and the trees, the water, all elements I'm very concerned about. But I love fairies, so I'm one of those. I don't think I'm crazy, but maybe I am. I don't know. Anyway, very strong emotions. And you have to get them out. You have to, at least for me, and probably for a lot of INFJ females, like, you have to cry. You have to just let it out and cry. When I'm stressed out, when I'm angry, like crazy for somebody doing something really wrong, I cry. My INTJ partner is very used to this by now, and he understands. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we pick a few solid people to be in our life that we develop over years and years of trust and dedication from our friends and family. Unfortunately, this situation can bring on consequences, which I have suffered through, unfortunately. So I would have I have about 10, maybe 12 people in my life who I am friends with. I consider my friends. People that I can stay in contact with, even though I usually don't too often, but that I can rely upon, that are loving, that I know are true, genuine people, because I sift through, and I think INFJs really sift through people who are bullshitting, who are liars, who are, arrogant, all of that, and you try to find the really good ones, the good souls to be friends with. And I have lost a tremendous amount of friends and family through death. And that really stinks as an INFJ, because you lose your support system really fast, like overnight. And you, in your mind, you plan for them to be around for the rest of your life. You formed a really solid network. And then your network starts to crumble a bit. And finding other people to replace the ones that you, not replace, but to add to your strong support network is really hard. So out of my 12 really good, solid friends that I've had for forever, that know how I am and the way that I am, that love me and who I love so much, I've lost several now. I lost 3 just within the last 4 years now? 3 years. So that's a hard thing for INFJs, because it takes a lot of work to put your trust into somebody and to find people who understand you as an INFJ, because we're just weird. I'm gonna admit it. I mean, we're just weird. And we have the INFJ stare, which is when people are communicating to me, I really look at them and pay attention. I may be thinking about other things, but I'm looking at them and paying attention. I try to be present and give them my all of my attention. And sometimes that freaks people out. Also, when I'm meeting new people, I will assess them and judge them. Not in a bad way, just in the judgment sense of, are you bullshitting me? Are you honest? Are you a nice person? Are you a genuine, good human being? Do you have a heart? Are you going to kill me at this moment? Like, all of these situations go through your head as an INFJ. And it comes across as a very weird, lingering stare. So yeah, another reason why the neighbors don't like me. Being empathic, taking in too much energy. I think I mentioned that before, but yeah. You got to take care of your INFJ. If you have an INFJ friend or a family member, take care of them. Just give them alone time that they need it. I thought that I was going to be alone here during the pandemic and have all of my alone time. That did not work out that way. I've had 2 boys, 8 and 10, the 2 cats, and my INTJ partner with me, which it wasn't so bad, but I was desperate for some alone time. Now I have it, so I'm yee! Okay. So that's about it for INFJs. That, oh yeah, we're really highly intuitive. Like, we sense stuff before it even happens. And I've met a lot of other intuitives. I'm clairvoyant. and I can see and feel stuff around. And premonitions, I have a lot of those as well, psychic and intuitive abilities, but I think that a lot of INFJs do as well. And it's just this weird, wonderful combination. Wonderful, crazy combination. I'm happy to be in the INFJ club, and if you're, I hope this video has helped to alleviate pain of being an INFJ, or providing someone who is not an INFJ a little bit of insight so that you can communicate with the INFJ that you know. Okay, lots of love. Bye. I don't think it stops.